Hello, I'm Brian Downs. I'm an author who lives in Orlando, Florida. My interests include shaving squirrels and staying up late at night to peek at what my neighbors are doing. I've been asked to talk about how I got started. I remember at 3 or 4 years old, my mother insisting that I needed to learn how to read. I disagreed entirely. I felt that I had gotten along just fine in life until then without being able to read, and that I could continue as I had. But she was adamant, and that changed my life forever. I was in my early teens by the time I decided that I could write a better story than the ones I'd been consuming as a voracious reader as a kid. So that's when I started writing, started submitting, had some short stories published in small online magazines in my early adulthood and so on. I've written 5 novels, published 2 of them. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. I'm working on my 5th novel. Working on my 5th, published 2. I have The Berlin Fraternity and The Care for Crisis. Both are available at Amazon.com, also at Gods and Monsters in Orlando, Florida. I have tried to stop, but it's a compulsion that I cannot combat. The German philosopher Rainer Maria Rilke said that if you can live without writing, do not write, which I think is terrific advice. I'm working on Red Sleeper right now, which is the follow-up to The Berlin Fraternity, in which I hope to have out within the next 6 months to a year if things go according to plan.
Okay, what got you involved with gaming?
Gaming. Mostly I got involved in gaming at the beginning for the sex. I think that was really the major motivating factor. The chicks, older girls.
You were a single player.
At this point, single doesn't mean, yeah, I mean, I was in my early teens, and some people I knew were like, "Hey, you want to play Dungeons and Dragons?" And I said, "Yes, I did," because until that point, I had grown up in the kind of situation where they told you that Dungeons and Dragons was going to make you a Satanist. But after my parents got divorced, there was kind of a lightening up in that sort of worry and or policing. So I had that chance. Pretty soon I was game mastering Shadowrun, which has always been my favorite. And then of course board games and so on, Axis and Allies. I remember absolutely campaigning for my first Axis and Allies game when I was like 12. My parents were shocked at the price, but and it's just been that way ever since.
And where can we find your books?
Well, like I said, I'm on Amazon.com, and I'm on the shelf at Gods and Monsters. Also, The Rabbit's Hole in Claremont, Florida, carries my books. So you can on Amazon you can get the hard copies on the Kindle. I hope to have an audio book for Red Sleeper, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how fate lines up.